Play some beach volleyball.
So we're ready to go here. Canada on the right, Venezuela on the left. Starting with the serve.
And you have line.
The first point of this first match of the World Championships for these two teams goes the way of Venezuela. After a bit of a look across the court by the officials at each other, the decision was made and Venezuela maintained the serve. It's Jesus via Fañe to take it. And Canada answers straight back with their first point of the tournament. Plenty of power on that one from Josh Binstock. Directed to the right-hand side as he was looking of Jackson Enriquez. And the first serve for Canada will go to Sam Schachter. And he finds the line as well. The two Venezuelans let it go. Right between the two opponents. And we'll see it here, lands right on the line. Second serve clipping the top of the net from Schachter. How about the big block from Binstock? Towering 6'5" tall. And he got up another 3 or 4 feet above that, put up a big defensive wall. Answering back with authority. With the power there was Jackson Enriquez, almost saying, I'll find a way through, don't you worry. Well directed that time from Binstock. Over the top of Fañe, who'd come to the net. Canada getting the better of the early exchange, leading 4-2. Just off the mark that time, though, we reach the first change of courts with a close start. 4-3 Canada lead. And they will now be looking into the sunshine, which is across towards that right side of the court. Still very strong, starting to get very low in the sky as well. Could make it a real problem for whoever's playing over on that side. Binstock in the sunglasses. He is not put off by the sun at all. Canada, well, actually called long, in fact, from Binstock. I beg your pardon. We'll see it again here. Or maybe we won't. Looked as though he'd found the corner initially, not the case. Venezuela back-to-back points to level.
Here. Oh no, I'm on damage.
Well, great defensive work initially from Schachter, and then he's penalised as he went for it the second time. He's having a word with the second official on the near side. You see the duel here. He thought it was a fair one.
And you have cross.
Schachter this time shakes off that disappointment and does find the line. Did well to direct it over the top of Enriquez in front of Fañe, and Canada have to serve back.
Yeah.
It's a serve that's taken long by Sam Schachter. Just adjudged to have reached over the net slightly as he went up for that duel a few plays ago.
You have
Schachter arriving with plenty of power that time. The blocker was well positioned, but Enriquez couldn't do anything about it. Just too much power here. All the early signs are that we're going to have a pretty close matchup here. Coming even closer to a successful block was Josh Binstock that time, but couldn't keep it in play on that side of the court. Schachter trying to angle it down away from Enriquez, but Enriquez did enough to put him off with that big bright yellow jersey. He could only find the net, and Venezuela find a 2-point advantage. An opportunity to create the first meaningful gap of the match. Canada say no way. Again, Binstock rising off the fingertips of the blocker. And out of bounds, they take serve back. They've got within one. Clear blue skies now above this court. And in the shadow of the SS Rotterdam. Real authority on that spike by Jesus via Fañe. Rose and let out an almighty scream as he released that one. It takes some doing to get it past Josh Binstock on that big frame of his.
You have
Schachter off the set from Binstock, and Enriquez did just about all he could. He bent the knees, got into a good position, tried to get as high as possible, but couldn't get enough on the ball. And Canada back within one again. They've not let Venezuela create that gap. Again, Binstock a presence at the net, able to keep it alive, retreating too. Can't finish it off though. Venezuela re-establish their 2-point advantage here. They have been teaming together since 2005, Fañe and Jackson. It's their first tour event of the season, playing together here though. How about that for a duel at the net? And again, it's the power of the Canadians that is going to get the better of it. They certainly seem to be the more positive team, the stronger team, the bigger team at the net. Although there might be an injury concern for Sam Schachter in the aftermath of that duel. Just overpowered Jackson Enriquez. He is hobbling, Sam Schachter. Let's see if he's able to continue, and if so, how he's able to continue. This would be a significant blow at the start of this tournament for this Canadian team. And he's there to get his body behind that one. He tries to attack, and he looked to be moving okay, Schachter, as he rose for that one. Wasn't able to direct it though. Needs to try and shake off the thought of that injury. Just go about the game as he normally would. Venezuela lead by 2 again. Here goes Schachter again. Much better. He finds the line. And Canada get within 1 as we reach the technical timeout. A very close start to this opening match for these two teams in Pool D of the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships. Schachter shaking off an injury to shake up Venezuela. and to get Canada within 1 point here in this first set. They trail 10-11, and it looks as though he will be okay to continue. They can have a 5-minute injury break should they need one, but it looks as though Sam Schachter will be okay for now. Venezuela, for the most part, have been keeping Canada 1 or 2 points behind them. As we come back off the technical timeout, the Canadians will have the opportunity to get level for the first time in a while. Fañe and Jackson 11-10 in this first set. If you're new to the sport of beach volleyball, here at the World Championships, it is best of 3 sets. The first 2 sets up to 21, win by 2 clear points, and a third and decisive set, if necessary, played up to 15. Binstock with the serve.
Come on!
Fañe doing well, directing it away from the presence of Binstock at the net. Able to squeeze it down the left side of Binstock, who just ever so slightly gone the other way. I think he thought there was going to be some help behind him. Schachter attacking, big block at the net though. And then too much power, if anything, from Fañe, not enough direction, it was way long. And they're just going to have a look at whether there was a touch on that or not. It is Canada's point. Bit of deliberation between the 2 officials. And off the mark again is Fañe. So the last spike was long. That spike into the net. Back-to-back points for Canada. And they're level at 12 now. First time level in a while. Schachter's serve.
Come on, come on!
Fañe directing it well this time, so having opted for power on the previous 2 attempts and failing, he opts for precision that time and gets Venezuela back ahead. Off to the left side of the big body of Josh Binstock. Serve long from the Venezuelans, so level at 13. The Canadians do have that big height advantage over them here. Very physically imposing team. Fañe and Enriquez have more than kept up with them so far, though.
Go! Come on!
Very nearly saved by Binstock and Schachter between them. They put an awful lot into that. But that's perhaps what Fañe and Jackson have, but the Canadians don't, that nimble ability to get around the court so quickly. The Canadians certainly tried their hardest there, but look at the way the body of Josh Binstock rolled over. He put everything into that. And to no avail, the point goes Venezuela's way.
And you have one.
Off the top of the net and out. So keep trying. Canada can't get themselves ahead.
Canada 14, Venezuela 14. Number 2, serve.
Well, the Venezuelans not too happy at the moment. Score 14-14, and they're having a word with the second official. The last point went Venezuela's way off the spike attempt off the top of the net. from the Canadians, and there's still plenty of sorting out to do. They're not happy with the score here. I believe it should be the other way around, 15-13 Venezuela. We're going to have to get that sorted out before they can get the play back underway. They have done that now. I said at the time that Canada still haven't got themselves ahead, and that was the case. Venezuela were leading when that mistake was made.
And you have life.
Schachter rising, but towering even higher was Jackson Enriquez. The kind of big block at the net that the Canadians have been applying time and time again in this first set. Venezuela give them a bit of a taste of their own medicine. They lead by 3 as well.
And you have life.
Oh, how about that from Jackson Enriquez, coming up big towards the end of this first set. Adjusted so well in the air here to deny Schachter. Got that left hand out and found direction in it too. Superb adjustment. Venezuela have really raced away here. Got up so well, read it superbly. Looking into the sunshine as well, could see where the ball was going, stuck out the left hand, and Fañe and Jackson lead 17-13 in this first set, first to 21, and the Canadians have been forced to call a timeout to try and talk things over. Bit of support for Binstock and Schachter, and they need it right now in this first set. Fañe and Jackson just 4 points away. Binstock and Schachter 4 points behind. Really good attendance here on the first day of competition in the Beach Volleyball World Championships in Rotterdam. The tournament split across 4 venues, of course, began yesterday in The Hague, but the first games in the other 3 venues beginning today.
And you have line.
Spike touched by the blocker Jackson Enriquez, so he can't continue after the timeout. His good form at the net. Right position again, got contact on it, but too much power this time, and a much-needed Canadian point. Lovely direction with the dink shot from Jesus via Fañe, re-establishing Venezuela's 4-point advantage here, nowhere near Josh Binstock. 3 points away from taking the first set now.
And line.
He was there again in that position, but not able to direct it back on target over the other side of the net, but he's certainly become a presence the longer this first set has gone on. Jackson Enriquez. And they're back within 3. They need to put a run together now with Josh Binstock on serve.
Come on. Yes!
And it's directed wide, no touch by the blocker, so Canada with back-to-back points. And in fact, I think they're saying there was a touch. The officials giving the point Venezuela's way, so they're only a couple of points away now. And how about the block again from Jackson Enriquez? They just can't get past him right now. The 30-year-old coming up big at the end of the first set. Another block for Enriquez, and a match point for Venezuela. The partnership that began a decade ago when they played at the Under-21 World Championships in Rio in 2005, reached the final of that competition. They're looking to make a mark on the senior tournament here.
One. And line.
Canada staying alive, only just. And Binstock down the line with a must-win point in the scope of this first set for the Canadians. There was some excellent defensive work in there too. Josh Binstock takes the plaudits for the point. And they've got several more match points coming up, Venezuela. Or set points rather, I beg your pardon. Can they get the job done this time or no, is the answer. Back-to-back points for Binstock and Schachter. They need to come up with a couple more. We're going to have a timeout before they can get on with it. So Fañe and Jackson just hoping to slow the momentum that Binstock and Schachter have been building. They have denied the Venezuelans with back-to-back set points. There's a few more to face though. Fañe and Jackson leading 20-17 as they look for the 1 point they need to take the first set and to take a huge step towards their first win in their first game of this tournament in Pool D.
Set bijna afgelopen, dan is het jouw beurt, daar op de lange zijde.
Now let's do a normal set. Try and slow things down. What do you mean normal set? Like, why do you different? Yeah, like not too tight. Like, no. Oh, okay, okay. I'm actually going back there and see if I can just fucking work. Okay.
The Canadians deep in discussion about what they need to do to try and change things around here. Unless they can provide a stunning finish to this first set, they will be left with a must-win second set in terms of starting the tournament with a win. They have made steady improvements as a team over the course of the last year or so. Finished last season with 3 Final Four placements. Oh, that finds the line from Jesus via Fañe. And Venezuela will take the first set 21-17. The timeout did slow the momentum of Binstock and Schachter. Venezuelans, Fañe and Jackson got rolling ever so well towards the end of that second set. The second set that is must win now for Binstock and Schachter. So Jesus via Fañe and Jackson Enriquez take the first set, 21-17. They've got a good bit of support in here. It's a court, an arena that's bouncing in the sunshine in Rotterdam. And what a wonderful first day it's been already. All of the pool matches will take place through the 4 venues, as will the round of 32 matches, the round of 16 matches, and even the quarter-finals across all 4 host cities. And then the semi-finals and finals of both the men's and women's competitions will take place in The Hague after we're done here in Rotterdam.
And you have
another big piece of defensive work at the net from Jackson Enriquez. He's a one-man Venezuelan war right now. Just wasn't making that contribution over the first half of the first set. It's an ominous sight for Binstock and Schachter.
and line, buddy.
There he is again. And the Canadians just can't find an answer. Well, they have to try something different because he is owning that part of the court, that part of the net. They look bemused right now. Over the top of the blocker this time and in. They just evaded that big yellow wall. 2 blocks for Venezuela, giving them a 2-0 lead in the second. Canada getting a point back. Leaning backwards too much was Fañe. Back-to-back points for Canada to get back level. Serve long. Not seen too many misplaced serves in this match so far. Lovely touch from Josh Binstock. He had to make a quick move towards the net, quick dart and adjustment. There's the block from Binstock. Almost saying to Jackson Enriquez, anything you can do, I can do too. Jesus via Fañe denied emphatically by Binstock.
Hold!
He's there again, but he can't direct it this time. You can see the congratulations, though, from his teammate Sam Schachter. The Canadians feeling they need to get Josh Binstock's blocking presence into the game more as it was towards the start of the first set. He's been overshadowed by Jackson Enriquez since that point. Enriquez was there to try and greet that one, but couldn't get enough on it. The point goes Canada's way. Schachter, a former under-21 world champion in Turkey back in 2010. Playing in a team now that really wants to do some damage at this tournament. And there's a big-time blocking duel at the net. And great to see that kind of sportsmanship as well. The block by Binstock then off the face of Fañe. And back for the point, and great to see that Binstock able to have a laugh about it as well. You don't see many like that.
And you have one. Nice.
Schachter with wonderful control of the shot. Fake for the power, and then found the direction. Not much court to aim at. Down that left side of Jackson Enriquez, but he found the spot. Fingertips on it from Binstock, but not enough to take the pace off it and allow Schachter the opportunity to keep the point alive. They just feel, though, the Canadians, you can sense it in their body language and in their cries, that they are finding a route back into this after Fañe and Jackson quite simply took over across the midway point of the first set.
And you have one.
Schachter angled superbly beyond the dive of Fañe, and Canada starting to build a bit of momentum, and perhaps more importantly, a bit of belief now. Binstock there at the net again, and twice, but beaten the second time by Jackson Enriquez. This is a really entertaining and really intriguing duel at the net between those two. The two number ones going at it. It's Jackson Enriquez who comes out as number one on that exchange. He did everything he could, and he knows it. There's a whistle on the serve here.
5. It's like 8.
Yeah,
it's like 8. 5 seconds. It's a long
taken
time.
longer than 5 seconds to take the serve, Jackson Enriquez. So a serving fault. And you don't see that too often at this level.
It took at least 8, huh?
You can hear quite clearly what the official is saying. So a 5-second serve violation hands Canada a rather easy point.
Keep it, keep it.
Hiya, go!
And you have line.
Off the fingertips of the blocker Enriquez, back-to-back Canadian points. They start to build a bit of momentum, and Venezuela are making 1 or 2 errors as well now. Not happy on that previous play with the fault on the serve.
Go, go, go! Oh, yes.
How well did Fañe do to direct that though? Twisted his body in mid-air to help it back across and slice the shot. Venezuela back within 1. And have the serve back again.
And you have line. Go, go!
Right into the corner from Schachter. The last point from Venezuela directed superbly near the net. That one directed superbly away from the net from Schachter. The net raffled a couple of times in that rally, and then ends with the joust to the net. Venezuela come out on top. Schachter couldn't get across to the net in time. Enriquez was already well positioned there to take advantage. Found a way to turn and get that in. Jackson Enriquez on the spin. And Venezuela get level at 10. They won't believe how they were beaten that time.
And you have line.
How about the defensive adjustment from Binstock there? And then he's there with the attempt at the block, but can't get enough on it to divert it back across the net. Venezuela are putting together a run now as we reach the technical timeout. It's the team in yellow that have the lead after Canada has got a bit of a roll going themselves. It is a must-win set for the Canadians. They seem to be getting it together, but Venezuela have turned up the heat. They lead 11-10 at the technical timeout in this second set. Binstock and Schachter there now have to find a way to turn it back in their favour. So they took the first set 21-17. Fañe and Jackson, they lead by the slightest of margins in the second, 11-10. 10 points away from their first win in their first match of the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships. Still a long, long way to go, and a lot of time for them to turn it around. It's been a second set of momentum swings so far. It's really hinged on the blocking presence of Binstock for the Canadians and Enriquez for the Venezuelans. Can they continue their momentum here? Or will the Canadians find a way to turn the tide back in their favour?
You have line. Go!
Schachter not able to find the line, so Venezuela do continue their run. There goes Schachter, very well saved. That one's in though. From Binstock, they needed a point so desperately. Venezuela were looking to pull away again. Josh Binstock with the big spike. Plenty of power from Fañe, but superbly kept up by Schachter. And then he tries to finish it in calm. And a missed opportunity for Canada, and I think he knows it. Did the hard part. Wonderful control with that right hand to keep it alive, and then couldn't find the court. Jackson Enriquez has been perhaps the MVP of this game so far. Another one on the turn, just off the top of the net. And almost straight through the body of Sam Schachter. They are closing in on a first win at the World Championships as a pairing. They have played separately in the World Championships, but with different partners. Jackson finished 37th with Leon Colina. Fañe finished with a round of 32 appearance with Igor Hernandez at the last World Championships. They're playing a team in Binstock and Schachter who are ranked 5th in the World Tour rankings at the moment, although both playing in their first World Championships at senior level, so at the moment it's experience that's prevailing. (14-11), the Venezuelan lead, 7 points away from taking the match.
And you have line.
Down the line and in from Schachter. Over the top of that big presence of Enriquez that time. Important point off the timeout as far as Canada are concerned.
Go, buddy!
Well, how did Schachter get that across? Doesn't matter, because Enriquez was there to finish it off. The lead is 3 again. Did ever so well defensively there, but the little bump pass from Fañe, Enriquez said thank you very much. Right into the corner. Canada refused to let Venezuela create a bigger gap here. And they're back within 2. Over the top of Enriquez again. Played 7 FIVB World Tour events last season together, Binstock and Schachter. Finished the campaign with a 4th place finish in Sao Paulo, a gold medal in Tirana in Argentina, and a silver in Doha. 3 straight Final 4 finishes to end the season. The gold medal for them in Tirana, in fact, was the first on the international tour for Canada in nearly 2 decades, not since Child and Heath topped the podium in Berlin back in 1996. They've come into this tournament with plenty of expectation on their shoulders. There's a Canadian duo achieving on the World Tour, but they're trailing by 4 to Venezuela, who are only 4 away now. Finished off by Fañe that time. You get the impression this is a really pivotal point now. Fañe able to keep it up and down, and the point goes Venezuela's way. They lead by 5 with just 3 more to go. They are closing in on the victory here. Jackson Enriquez with another one. Got a touch off the Canadian player. Schachter's angled it well and had to. Room for error is running out for those two. Well, you just couldn't have seen them coming back from a 6-point deficit. They've got within 4. Here goes Fañe. Just the wrong side of the line as far as they're concerned. In the last event, they ranked 33rd in the major series in Norway. Fañe and Jackson failed to take any prize money. Had a round of 32 appearance before that in Croatia, and at the Grand Slam in Moscow as well. They're doing the business for the most part here against a team ranked 5th in the world in those two, Binstock and Schachter. Canada have an awful lot to do now to stay in this match. Venezuela leading 19-15, just 2 points away. And when it's just not going your way, it's just not going your way. The apologetic hand raised up by Jackson Enriquez towards his opponents. It creates 5 match points for Fañe and Enriquez. Despairing lunge for Binstock and Schachter. They must now be contemplating what appears to be the inevitable. They need a huge comeback here at the end of the second set.
And you have
Schachter able to find a way through the big long arms of Jackson Enriquez that time, so they save 1 match point, but are they just delaying the inevitable? Or can they provide a stunning finish in this stunning setting here in Rotterdam? No is the emphatic answer from Jesus via Fañe, who finishes Binstock and Schachter off. Venezuela start the World Championships with a win here in Pool D, and they have beaten the 5th-ranked team on the FIVB World Tour in their first FIVB Tour event of the season. And if that's how they get started, 21-17, 21-16, a straight sets win, well, the rest of Pool D has plenty to watch out for. This is how they finish the job. Jesus via Fañe, but his teammate Jackson Enriquez was big so many times at important points in that match, particularly towards the end of the first set. Venezuela get the match won and start the campaign with a victory, and a big victory against a team that would have real aspirations of making it through to the next phase. Disappointment for the Canadians, Binstock and Schachter. So So a straight sets win to start Pool D for Jesus Fañe and Jackson Enriquez of Venezuela, beating Josh Binstock and Sam Schachter of Canada. In front of the wonderful backdrop of the SS Rotterdam.
Congratulations, guys. Jesus, this was a perfect start.
What?
This was a perfect start.
Yes, it's a great match for Venezuela. I think with the next match with Poland, we have the same game. It's very important. We are in the field in the Pool D.
What was the key in winning today?
What?
What was the key in winning today?
We'll see tomorrow. Oh?
Thank you.
So Fañe and Jackson pretty fluent on the court, getting the job done over Binstock and Schachter to start their campaign with a win here at the Beach Volleyball World Championships.